Hey guys, Tyler dropped an update this week. We can now buy a jukebox and a new storage unit property, which is what we will be setting up today. This setup is for those who would like an additional 8 pots for either coke or weed. You can grow your own personal weed, then go mix for God movement. Or passively grow coca leaves to make cocaine. If you would like to see a packing station setup or a meth lab setup, please let me know in the comments section below. Let's begin making the setup. You can park 2 Vapors, either both can be used for transporting the goodies, or they can be used for inventory. You can also place lights on the outside of the storage unit. I will list all of the decorations and lights towards the end of the video. Here is what you need to build this setup and the total amount. You will need 5 large storage racks, 4 small storage racks, 1 bed, 8 suspension racks, 8 moisture preserving pots, 8 full spectrum grow lights. If you want to stock up on full inventory, then you would need 90 fertilizer, 60 extra long life soil, 90 weed seeds, or 90 coca seeds. There is a $1,000 hiring fee for the botanist, and it would be $4,000 if you want to fully pay the worker, which will give a grand total of $16,890 for a weed setup, and $27,690 for a coke setup. I will also list all this information in the description. Let's build. Starting with the suspension racks. Let's start in the very left corner there. We will build 4 of them across this wall, directly next to each other. Then place the next 4 on the opposite wall. Bong. Now we place the 8 grow pots. Pretty simple. Next, we hang up the lights. The direction of the light doesn't really matter. I keep them straight for aesthetic purposes. Perfect. Let's add a large shelf. This will be the main supply shelf for the botanist. Now let's place a bed. We're going to place it in the far right corner. Easy. Let's place 2 small shelves, one closest to the bed, and the other right next to the suspension rack, giving this wide space in the middle. Now place 1 large shelf in that space. Turn around and place another large shelf, align it perfectly flush with the wall. Perfect. Now let's add 2 more large shelves right next to the bed. These will be for extra inventory, and keeps this space open to quickly fill the briefcase. Let's turn back around and place the last 2 small shelves. Place one closest to the suspension rack, and the other as far right as possible to the wall, leaving just a little opening in the middle. These small shelves will be used for extra storage. And these 2 large shelves are for the botanist to store the product after harvesting. This is an alternative option for this space. If you do not wish to set up a jukebox here, you can add 1 large shelf for inventory, or if you would like to pack your weed, we can add a packing station, and add baggies or jars to the shelf we just added. But for this setup, we're using the new jukebox. Now before we set up the botanist, I'm going to place my jukebox for some pizzazz and jams. Oops, you did not see that. If you haven't already, head over to the warehouse and hire your botanist for $1,000. They gave me Edward. Hey Ed, let's get you working. Hit number 9 for the clipboard. Then click E on the botanist. Now we're going to assign Big Ed a bed. Walk over to the bed we placed earlier. Click on the bed. Done. Now let's set up where the botanist will take the supplies from. Click on None. Now click on this large shelf that we placed down earlier. We will stock this shelf after we finish the setup. Perfect. Now that that's done, let's set up the pots. Click on the pencil. Now hold down the Shift key and left click all 8 pots. You will notice that on the top, it will show how many pots that you currently have selected. Now that all the pots are selected, hit escape. Congratulations! The botanist is halfway done. Let's hit escape and reselect all 8 pots again. This time, you will see a manage pot option. It will also tell you how many pots you have selected. Make sure 8 are selected and then hit E. Now we're going to set the seed type and additive type. The seed depends on if you want to grow wheat or coca leaves. This is completely up to you. For this setup, I will be using the coca seeds to grow coca leaves. Then we will add an additive. We will be adding fertilizer, so our product is good enough for all the customers around the city. Perfect. Don't worry about the destination, we will now set that up, hit escape again. Now take out the clipboard once more. We will select these 4 pots and set the final destination to the shelf on the right. Select and then hit E to manage these 4 pots. Click on None next to destination. You will see all of these arrows. Now click on this large shelf. Perfect. Now we will do the same for the last 4 pots, but assign the destination to a different shelf. Let's click on these 4 pots and hit E to manage. Select None next to destination. And we will do the same thing. Come over here and click on this large shelf. Bada bing bada boom. We have finished all of the mechanics of this setup. Your storage unit property should now look like this. Everything is in place. Now all we have to do is order inventory, then pay the worker. Let's take out the cell phone. Click on deliveries, and let's order supplies from Dan's hardware store. As mentioned earlier, we will need to order 60 extra long life soil, and 90 fertilizer for quality. This is optional. I order garbage bags here and there to occasionally clean after the botanist. Make sure to set the delivery destination to the storage unit. Now while we wait for that delivery, we can either ask our suppliers to meet up, or have them deliver the seeds to us. I will be having the coca seeds delivered. Hey Salvador, I need 90 coca seeds please. Also set the destination to the storage unit. Bing bong, all set. Delivery is here, time to stock the inventory. Let's grab all of the soil. We will be stocking each shelf with 2 stacks of soil, and placing them all the way to the right as such. Remember, these 2 shelves are for inventory. And this shelf here is the primary shelf for the botanist. Easy. Now we are going to do the same thing with the fertilizer. Grab all of the fertilizer from the truck. But this time, we are going to place 3 stacks on the bottom row of the shelf. Bong, and the same for the next 2. Easy peasy. Now let's grab our seeds and do the same thing for the top row, but real quick, for the garbage bags, I use them to occasionally clean after the botanist. You can just place them on this small shelf. Let's continue. Again, we will be doing the same thing. This time the seeds will automatically place on the top row of the shelf. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Let's grab the last one real quick. And there we go, everything is now in place to get this setup up and running. Now all we have to do is pay the employee and they will work their magic. What the f***? You're not dead. Ha ha ha, but they will get to work right away. All you would have to do now is, come check on the botanist's inventory every few days in game, and make sure to stock the shelf with the extra inventory that we have on these 2 shelves here. As you are checking the inventory, also start moving the product from the shelves to the Viper, giving the botanist more space to stack more product. If your Viper is full, you can use these small shelves for even more space. And that's all there is to this setup. You're all set and ready to go. Here is a quick clip on how I transport the goodies. I take all the leaves from the storage unit and bring them to the barn to cook up. This is mainly a passive setup for me. An extra 8 growing pots does not hurt, even in endgame, where you will start flying through product. Thank you so much for watching and following along this guide. Please feel free to ask any questions in the comments section or join our Discord. I also try to stream schedule one almost every day. I am currently trying to launder $10 million without using console or gambling. If you would like to see more guides or hang around during a stream, please like and subscribe to my channel. This will give me an idea on if I should keep pushing videos. Thank you so much. Back to the clip. So I take these leaves and stack them on these racks here, then my handlers bring them to the cauldrons for the chemists to start cooking up the goodies. Then I take the goodies to the bungalow for an 8 mix. If you would like to see a 4-part Coke operation setup for the docks, the barn, the bungalow and now the storage unit, please let me know in the comments section below. As promised, this will be the decoration portion of the setup. Let's light this up. I am going to speed run this part since it is at the end of the video. You will need 20 modern wall lights, 2 antique wall lights, 2 wall mounted shelves, and 1 jukebox. If you wanted to fill the shelves with money, that will be an extra $8,000, which will give a grand total of $11,800. Place 1 antique lamp on each side of the door. Also turn them on. Place 1 modern light above the garage. Now let's go inside and work on this back wall here. Bing. Bong. Bing. Bong. Turn them all on. Now for this wall. 1 right above the bed. 1 right above the shelf. Then 1 in each column above the suspension rack. Then we will rotate the last one and also place it. Turn them all on. Perfect. Now to do the same on the other wall. Stay in between the columns. Now rotate the light and place it close to this wall. Let's rotate it again and place 1 right above the shelf here. And the last light will go right on the ceiling in front of the storage rack. Let's turn them all on. Beautiful. Now let's place the jukebox. And place a wall-mounted shelf right above it. Then turn around and place another wall-mounted shelf right above the smaller shelf. Let's add bread to both shelves. And there you have it. Your storage unit is all set up and ready to go. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.